rhythm, and then there's Caribbean rhythm. Rhythm is a unique language, an untamed spirit of expression, and the heartbeat of the people. And you can find it all across the Caribbean. In our victories, in the sizzle in our food, and music. On the streets and in our colors. Rhythm is in our smiles. It's the infectious melodies that make us move as one. It connects us from big stage to the small screen. We understand when you're in rhythm. Every connection is seamless. That's why we are here to amplify our Caribbean rhythm.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us in our very first Simplify webinar. It's our pleasure to have you all here. Without further ado, let me transfer to you, Daniel, our host for today, Daniel Neva.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks, Erica, for this. First, I'd like to thank all of you, to thank you, customers, you partners that are joining us today, as Erica mentioned, in this first webinar. We're going to talk a lot about different stuffs. We're going to talk about our journey. We're going to talk about a little bit about products. We're going to talk about how our customers are navigating through the digital transformation. But we will talk also about our commitment and what we as a company want to do to support all the companies and all the customers in the Caribbean to succeed in this transformation in this new world of connectivity, AI, and multiple stuffs that are coming in our direction. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Daniel. I've been in the industry for a little bit more than 25 years, always working with technology. I always believing that technology is what enables us as human beings and as companies to succeed. I joined Liberty Latin America more than 7 years ago, and I worked in multiple areas. I work in the Caribbean. I work on the English-speaking Caribbean, the Spanish-speaking Caribbean, in Central America, in South America, and all this time helping companies succeed through the use of technology. The meeting today is to talk about the convergence between technology and the future and the success of our customers. But let me start talking a little bit about our journey. We were the first ones 150 years ago to connect the Caribbean to the world. We landed the first cable more than 150 years ago, a subsea cable connecting our islands in the Caribbean to Europe and to US. If you fast forward this 150 years and you landed today, we have the largest subsea network that brings and empower our region to be connected within ourselves in the region and globally. We're the ones that connect pretty much all the business and the home users whenever they are watching Netflix, or business when they are, for example, doing a finance transaction that requires connection with the US, Europe, or South America. Just to give an idea of what the impact of this network has in the region, almost 70% of all the traffic that goes out of this region to the internet, to US, to Europe, goes through this cable system. So regardless if we are using a device that is powered by Liberty, 8 in every 10 times that you connect, either as a person using your device or as a business, you connect on the internet, that traffic is being carried by Liberty Network Subsea organization. So everything is started with the connectivity that we believe is the basis for this transformation. But we continue to invest on what we believe is the care. And the care is how close we are with our customers. The care is making sure that the business that we're building is rooted in the Caribbean. Is making sure that our leadership team, the team that is close to you, are Caribbean people that are understand the needs of this business and then can connect and make sure that this business works, focus on delivering solutions for you, the customers, and for your end users, for your customers. And this, if you start with connectivity, then you go to care. And the last piece is our commitment to this region. And the commitment goes in two areas. The commitment to serve this industry. We have more than 500 schools that have free access to internet provided by us. We're committed to connect the unconnected, and we're committed to transform this region. And this transformation is what brings us here today. We strongly believe that for us to be competitive at a global level, technology needs to play a bigger role in our industry. And we need to leverage technology, AI, to empower our team to be more effective. And with this commitment for this transformation is what we are doing is we're doubling down. We're amplifying our commitment to the region. And this is linked to the launch of our new brand. We launched a couple of weeks ago our Liberty Business brand. What Liberty Business means is an additional commitment to this region with more investments in our network. And we can talk a little bit later. We're putting 5G in a couple of countries already. We're bringing data center solutions to our region. We're investing more on cybersecurity solutions, and we're preparing to serve your industry with expertise that are designed for your specific vertical. And just one example today, one of the topics that is in the agenda is to talk about, if you are in hospitality, what are the things that we can do to help you and your guests to have a seamless experience throughout their journey with you. So this dedication and this commitment for more investments, it's what brings us to the day today and with the launch of the new business, which is the new brand, I would say, which is Liberty Business. So what we want to do in this phase is bring expertise from different regions. It should be best practice from different industries globally, and bring that to the Caribbean to allow you to empower your business based on digital transformation. So some examples, we are working with some governments in different islands to build local data center where they can host the data that is important for them in country, that will allow them to have the right latency for the solutions, and we will empower them to leverage technology to have a better healthcare systems, more security, and to enable them to actually even expand that data center to serve some of the industry that potentially need lower latency and needs to have the data reside locally in the country. We're also investing in cybersecurity, and Renier specifically is going to talk about this, how we amplify our portfolio to really serve you with potentially with a SOC as a service solution to enable you to focus on your business, and we can take the complexity of the cybersecurity and support your business by protecting your environment to be effective in this new challenging world. So everything consolidates with this new brand and with our additional commitment to this region. So that was my quick introduction. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to listen to you and looking forward to the opportunity to listen to some of our people that are going to be speaking here. Very quickly, what we're going to have on the agenda, we're going to have a quick talk about uh, our portfolio solutions for hospitality and cybersecurity. Renier is going to lead that conversation, and with a partner that's going to join us. Pretty soon, going to be introducing them. And then the second phase, we're going to have one of the most senior B2B leads in the region to have a fireside chat with one of the largest companies in these regions, and we are honored to have the CIO of this company joining us today. So without further ado, let me transition this to Renier. Renier, welcome, and the ball's with you. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Daniel. Connectivity, care, and commitment. I think that's a great message, and it's a great goal to focus on. So thanks, everyone. Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. My name is Reinier Huisman. I'm the product director for our B2B portfolio of services in the Caribbean. And as Daniel mentioned, today I'd like to speak briefly on two crucial topics. The first is cybersecurity, and then specifically the growing threat of ransomware in our region and how Caribbean businesses can protect themselves. And the second topic is hospitality, the lifeblood of the Caribbean, but a very important subtopic, you could say. How can we keep more of the tourism revenue that's being generated in the region actually within the region? But let's start with cybersecurity. Right now, we're witnessing a rapid digital transformation in the Caribbean, from government services to hospitality to financial services. Everything is running on digital platforms. But with this digital growth, significant risk also comes knocking at our door. Just some stats to illustrate that. So the World Bank did an investigation and showed that unfortunately the Caribbean and the Latin America region is the number one region when it comes to disclosed cyber incidents, with every year a 25% average increase. So that's a significant threat. And there's another stat that does make things better. That's the ITU indicating that of all the regions that they've investigated, unfortunately, our region is the one that's least protected. So least protected and under the biggest amount of threats, that's a recipe for bad things to happen. So let's zoom in specifically on ransomware, because this is a top threat in the region at the moment. Ransomware is one of the most severe and fastest growing threats across the world, but specifically in the Caribbean. And what's important is that this is not just a big market problem. This affects specifically smaller markets, precisely because attackers typically think that they have less defenses in place. So recent attacks that we've seen in the region, they've crippled port authorities, they've paralyzed government services. There's a lot that can go wrong. And one final data point, just to illustrate how big this threat is. If you look at a market like Jamaica, in 2024 alone, there were over 4 million attempted ransomware attacks. So these are significant figures. And within ransomware, we see a lot of interesting trends. It's a bit too much to go into detail, but to name two, the first is that we see the occurrence of ransomware as a service. Believe it or not, but right now there are criminal groups that create easy-to-sell ransomware kits for less technical actors, making it even easier to do an attack like this. And the other thing we see is that this is no longer something that applies just to large enterprises. SMBs are being targeted more and more, and this includes retail, healthcare, and tourism. The threat is one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is the gap in preparedness, as I mentioned. So unfortunately, often in the Caribbean, we see that companies do not have the necessary means in place. There's no endpoint protection, there's no 24/7 monitoring, there's no backup plan. And next to the technology, very important, there's also limited staff awareness of phishing or social engineering threats. So all in all, the cost of this inaction is not just financial. It's reputational, it's operational, and it's regulatory. Now, let's talk a little bit about what can be done about this. It's not all doom and gloom. At Liberty Caribbean, we've built a suite of scalable cybersecurity solutions specifically for the Caribbean context. We have proactive managed security solutions in place, managed within the region. We have ransomware protection modules in place where endpoint protection, firewall services, and cloud backup come together in one solution offering. And we also offer security awareness training specifically for local teams. And with this, we believe that cybersecurity, it should not be a luxury. It should be accessible, it should be affordable, and it should be locally managed with support in your region, with support in your languages, and tailored to your specific needs. So let's wrap it up with one final cyber message, so to say. To our businesses and government customers, it's not if, it's when. The earlier we invest in cybersecurity readiness, the cheaper and more effective it is. Don't wait for a crisis. So moving from security into hospitality. And while cybersecurity protects our digital economies, we also need to talk about how to retain more of our physical economic value in our region. Because what's happening in hospitality? So tourism is the beating heart of the Caribbean. Every year we welcome millions of visitors from around the world. About 14% of the Caribbean's GDP comes from tourism. But what happens is that too much of the money that's generated in this region doesn't stay in the region. And this is what is typically referred to as leakage. A lot of leakage happens in the hospitality sector, and this can even go as high as, for every single dollar that's generated in the Caribbean, about 70 cents leaves the Caribbean. Now, and how does it leave the Caribbean? Just to make that a bit more tangible. It can have sources coming from different directions, but generally there's a couple of categories that should be noted. So the first is booking platforms. I'm sure we've all used them. Had the likes of an Expedia, a Booking.com. There's all kinds of commissions. They will leave our region. Entertainment and content that gets consumed. As streaming services are typically run and hosted outside of our region. Taxi and touring platforms like Uber and guest analytics platforms are often hosted outside of our region as well. So data is also stored outside of our region. But this isn't very sustainable. Now, we believe we can do things differently here. And we need to build and scale local digital ecosystems to support the hospitality sector and to make sure that we keep more and more of that revenue within our Caribbean region. So what we've done in Liberty Caribbean is that we're working very actively with hotels, with tourism boards, with resorts to deliver locally hosted and managed guest entertainment services, to provide guest Wi-Fi and cloud services, but from within the region. We support local platforms for digital bookings, and we even go as far as offering AI-powered chatbot functionality to allow hotels to offer in a simple way to their guests direct booking, so there's no need to go through third-party platforms. And we'll have an example on that in a bit. So just indulge me for 1 minute about this vision of the future. So imagine a Caribbean where a guest books and checks into a hotel using a locally built app. Then he or she connects to a secure regional Wi-Fi with a local Caribbean-based NOC, and then watches content over that Wi-Fi that's hosted out of our region. Data is protected and hosted locally, and you can even go as far as booking a tour through the TV from a local operator via a local digital marketplace. We think it's a great vision, but it doesn't have to be too far off. We have modules in place to get quite far, and we'll show you in a bit a tangible example of that. So just to wrap things up, we talked about cybersecurity, and I think the key message here is that this is no longer optional. It's critical. Ransomware is real, it's growing, and it's hitting hard in the Caribbean. But we're not helpless, and the right partnerships and managed solutions are available, and there are ways to become resilient. Now, and second, we talked about hospitality. We said that this is in the Caribbean's lifeblood, but it's key to make sure that we build local digital solutions to keep more and more of the tourist revenue within our region. And I would now like to show you a tangible example of how such a local digital solution can change the hospitality experience for both the guests, but also for the hotels themselves. And it's a building block towards that vision for the future. So can we please see the client testimonial video? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Robin Russell, General Manager of Deja Resort. Well, we are a 92-room Jamaican-owned resort on the Hip Strip in Montego Bay. What makes us special is that we incorporate everything Jamaican in everything we do. We allow persons to go out on the strip and really enjoy the best that Jamaica has to offer, and our guests really appreciate that. We've been known to have the best food in Jamaica in terms of all-inclusive, and that's our signature item that everybody comes for. Our guests are part of our family because our staff treats them as such. We have great customer service, and that's what distinguishes us from the rest. When it comes to our phone lines, our data, our TV services, and our newest addition was our guest chat that we're now using. Guest chat has really improved our reaction to our guests. We get guests from all walks of life, from all over the world. So when somebody on a completely different time zone needs an answer to a solution, the guest chat gives them that answer. So they're able to interact now with our AI chat, and that chat answers the questions up to a point. And at that point, they then turn them over to a reservation agent. And if you can get that guest booking through your website, interacting with your people, then you have a better chance of converting them to a hotel sale. And we've realized that since we've gotten guest chat, we've been able to get more direct bookings, we've been able to answer more questions, and that has remarkably improved our relations between our guests and our workers. That is definitely paying for itself over and over and over, because the more direct bookings we have is the more we save on commissions. When you have a small business that you can't afford to have telephone operators all the time, guests need an answer and they need it now. And some of these questions are repetitive, and if the guest chat, as it learns, it is learning more about your property and learning how to answer the questions better. And this has really improved how we manage our staff and how we manage our resources. It was a brand new solution, and we were apprehensive about implementing it, but we got the support that we were promised, and they held our hands right through it to the point now where we're very comfortable with using this service. We just have a consistent, clear, clean service, no interruptions, no issues, and for that we are very grateful. They've always been right there when you need them.
Excellent. Very good. So hopefully that gives everyone a bit of a feel for what one of these future services could look like, what it means to both the guest as well as an hotel or a touring agency. There's lots of possibilities here. So right now, I have the distinct honor to introduce Nima Anwar, who is the Guest Chat CEO. Nima, it's a pleasure to be here with you. Hopefully everything is going okay on your side.
Yes, glad to be here. It's my pleasure.
Excellent. Very good. Well, Luke, I think everyone who's watching this has a bit of an idea of the role that guest chat plays, but can you give us an introduction about what guest chat is and what the opportunity is that you saw when you started this business?
Yeah, so during the pandemic, I realized there are a lot of people on the website, our hotel websites, and I thought to myself, there has to be a way to grab some of these people using chat. Um, as you know, I mean, if you had thought 15 years ago chat would be as big as it is now, it would have been a great prediction to bet on. And that's really what we started with. Hey, what if we can engage our clients, our hotel guests, directly by chat, keep them with us instead of having them go book somewhere else and get the direct revenue without having to pay commissions. And that's the premise of it. And then along came AI and even upended that and has made that even more of a strength. So that's how it started.
Excellent. No, very good. And I think everyone has played around with AI. We all see in general the potential, but it's sometimes difficult to visualize what it could actually mean. And I think this is a great example of something that for hotels immediately adds value. We just heard that from a hotel that's currently using the service. But I think as we're all hotel guests from time to time, I think we can all see the benefit of a solution like this as well. Excellent. So going a little bit back to some of the comments that I tried to make in the previous presentation. So when we're talking about the revenue that's generated in the Caribbean, and then how little of that actually remains in the Caribbean. So this revenue leakage. What's your view on this, and how can hotels and the general hospitality ecosystem improve this?
Yeah, so actually, I think the question is really appropriate for this time because, as you know, the online travel agents they dominate the market, not only in terms of advertising and marketing dollars, but they have a lot of infrastructure to back it up, including AI. And frankly, everything is pointing towards a future that would indicate that those online travel agents are going to be the most trusted source in the AI search that comes in the future. And that's a big deal to hotels in our region because it means that, on the one hand, you're going to have to maintain some of those relationships and deepen them. But on the other, you need to shore up everything you can so that you're prepared for this next wave of AI search capability. For many, many years, we've had search engine optimization. And now there is a next level, as you can imagine, with I believe they call it GEO, basically generative search that is going to be able to tell somebody exactly where they should be looking. And if hotels don't, especially in our region, don't engage using some of the technologies that are available, like the chat AI, it is going to allow for more leakage and more revenue leaving the area.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes, I think it's the perfect timing for a solution like this. I think you can benefit from a lot of the developments that are being made in a very generic way to create a very specifically focused solution for the hospitality sector, certainly in the Caribbean. So great to hear. And I think that also takes me kind of to the general point around AI and digitization. I think we all see on the one hand the great potential of AI. On the other hand, we also see the threat. And I think everyone has had a thought about what does that mean for my role, for my specific line of work. But I think that's where we can have an interesting discussion about hospitality because if you think about a solution like this, or just in general, digitizing the hospitality experience, what's your view on the future of digitizing this hospitality experience, Nima?
Yeah, so I'm going to sort of take a step back and give you a few important points to consider, and then it's very much related. So first of all, currently, about more than 50% of all the sources with the AI generated searches that are coming up are based on those online travel agents. And about 30% of travelers have already tried AI in trying to, plan their trip. At the same time, as you know, there has been a large increase in the Gen Z and the millennials that are essentially traveling. Those that are traveling between the ages of 18 and 27, the Gen Z, and then those that are between 28 and 43, the millennials, are dominating travel. And the Caribbean is no exception to the rule here, which means that these these potential guests are looking for experiences and looking to have those novel and authentic experiences. And these generations, they use uh, mm, social media in terms of digital experiences. They use chat, they use AI, and in essence, it is the future of how it's a part of the future of how hotels in the region are going to have to engage to essentially get the guests to their property. It is not the only means. Obviously, hospitality will always be a human touch component that dominates. But think of AI as a assistant that is going to enhance that experience, make things more smooth, more personalized, and really that's the strategy. I hope I got the whole effect there.
No, that's great. It's a complex topic, but I think it resonates with most of us. It's also a certain, to a certain extent, somewhat of a relief to hear that it's not all going to be digitized. It's not all going to be AI when it comes to a holiday in Jamaica or in the Bahamas. So that's a great, I guess, positive end. And look, I think it's a fascinating topic. Tourism, hospitality on the one hand, AI on the other hand. I'm sure we can fill up the rest of the webinar, but I think we have to wrap this part up. Nima, thanks a lot. And I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Excellent. And that's it. I'll hand over to Daniel.
Thank you very much, Frenier, Nima. I think what a inspiring conversation, and I think what Nima said at the end, it's the role of AI, the role of technology on the transformation, and how AI and technology should be used as a way to streamline, but at the end of to empower people to be more effective. That's what we believe. That's the role of technology. So I think we spoke a little bit about services specifically on the hospitality industry, but I think a lot of what was discussed with Renier and Nima could be applied also to other industries. Is at the end of the day how we use technology to streamline the process for any services that we're providing, and how AI is playing a big role there to change the game and to improve our efficiency when we're talking with customers. One thing also that Renier mentioned in the beginning, and he gave some interesting data points, some statistical data, it's how cybersecurity is a critical thing for every company. And he gave some numbers in ransomware. I just want to say one quote that I had the opportunity to share with in another group also. I think they attribute this quote to Benjamin Franklin, that he said, nothing is certain in life except tax and death. If he was alive today, probably Renier, he would change a little bit, is that tax, death, and that you're going to get attacked. So the situation is how you prepare yourself to be protected, to protect your customer, to protect your data. So thank you both. So now I think it's time to turn to the second portion of our webinar, and it's an honor for me to introduce two persons that I think play a big role on technology. From one side, we have Bradley. Bradley leads our B2B teams, is the head of the B2B team in Trinidad. Long time experience in the business, in the region, and is a passion person on the role of technology in this transformation. And from the other side, Naresh, the CIO of Guardian. It's an honor for us to have Naresh in this webinar. They are doing major transformation, digital transformation across the region. No better to listen directly from our customers. What are the challenges and what are the opportunities on this transformation? So without further ado, Bradley, Naresh, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks again, Naresh, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
For the benefit of our audience, for those who don't know your company, can you tell us about Guardian Group, what you guys do?
Sure. So again, thank you guys for having me here. So I think Daniel mentioned that it's 150 years you guys would have been running fiber, connecting the Caribbean to the wider world, right? And Guardian Group, we have a rich legacy of 175 years. So we're a single brand, largest insurance group in the English Caribbean. We also operate in the Dutch Caribbean. And it's basically from life, health, pensions, asset management, and general insurance. We basically that one-stop shop financial insurance institution for our customer needs. We operate in 21 or 23 regions, I believe, Eastern and Northern Caribbean, but our key big areas or regions are Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica, and the Dutch Caribbean. Yeah, and that's basically who Guardian Group is.
That's Naresh. I mean, one could only imagine what it takes to run and support such an operation spanning multiple markets, multiple territories. Which leads me to my next question. Can you share with us your main technology projects? Maybe your top 3 or your top 4 that is ongoing right now.
No problem. So I'll start with the foundational / the core layer as it pertains to our infrastructure and technology architecture. So we call it ICT Refresh today. And for everyone on the call, it's basically as Cable and Wireless is our managed services provider across our infrastructure, NOC, SOC, access points, and server management as well. We are in a constant mode of refreshing and modernizing our hardware, right? So that is a key ongoing or continuous improvement project that exists today as it pertains to our managed services environment and infrastructure management. Now, why I started with that is because that's a key bedrock for success and security. So sitting on top of that is our data center that's also managed by Liberty. And basically our policy administration system, which is our next big project, we are modernizing that today. And it's a key, as I said, key system utilized across our insurance users across the 21 regions that we operate in today. Having a core backend system, you also have your front-end systems, right? So our third project is really integration platform as a service where we integrate our core source systems, life, health, pension, general insurance. That is on our data center, managed services data center. We integrate that with downstream consumption, right? So I think we just spoke about utilizing chatbots. So on our customer side, we have our CRM, we have our customer progressive web app. We also have our analytics and business intelligence usage, right? So let's call all of that downstream. So what we have done is really created an Azure integration platform or data architecture to basically pipe all this data ingest from our data center to upstream for business usage. Last but not least is part of what I just said there, our customer portal. So again, Guardian is a group of companies with different backend systems, life, health, pension. So we provide a one-stop shop for our customers to basically see Guardian as Guardian Group and not just Guardian Life of the Caribbean. Yeah. So there's direct connectivity between our data center, and our upstream cloud presence that has our customer solutions for our customers. And that's about 4 projects there, Brad. I could keep going.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot more going on, and I'm glad that you started with the ICT refresh. We're very happy to be on that journey with you guys to digital transformation. I think we're all on the call would say the journey to digital transformation is no easy task. However, we do know the cost of standing still is a lot greater. So it's an ongoing journey. It's something that is continuous. Sometimes it affects our users because it's change, but it's something that we must do. And that segues me into my next question. Narish, Liberty Business has been your strategic partner for over 9 years, projects through projects, transformation through transformation.
Feels longer.
We're not the only provider or the strategic partner that you have, but tell us a bit of what do you look for when you're looking for a strategic partner? What are some of the key things you have to look up?
No problem. So I agreed. Liberty is with us for the last 9 years, and it's a strong partnership that has improved our service management across the group. It's something that I can attest to from being in Guardian for the past 20 years, where what we had before to what we have today, it's a much stronger core in terms of support and security. So that being said, as I said, right, Liberty as a strategic partner for us, it really boils down to a few core tenets. And number one, I will just start with shared vision and alignment. We always wanted a partner who understands our business strategy, our challenges, our long-term goals. So Liberty is one example of that. We have multiple strategic partners across our technology ecosystem. So it's not just about what a partner sells to us today, but how can we co-create solutions together? How can we achieve our aspirations for tomorrow? So we tend to look for partners that invest in our success and not just their own. Secondly, it's all about expertise. Expertise. We want partners at the forefront of their domain, where they bring that deep expertise to guide us. As it pertains to commitment to continuous improvement and innovation. Thirdly, where there's no trust, there's no partnership. And trust and reliability is the foundation. We want to know that when we commit to a partnership that, a partner is going to deliver consistently, transparently, with integrity. So building a relationship where there's mutual trust, where we could have candid conversations. Not everything will work well, as you know, Bradley. We gotta have our little storms, our little fights, and we work with the aligning to the bigger goal as it pertains to customer service, what we need to do, and how can we build it from here. So collaboration is key in that. So I would say that over the years, yes, you guys are a key partner to us together with other strategic partners, but it boils down to those three tenets that I think are key to basically deciding, who do I want to have as a strategic partner, especially in this cyber risk world that we exist today. Yeah.
Thanks, Narish. If I got it correctly, shared vision and alignment, expertise and innovation, trust and reliability. Things that are very strong points, right? That any entity should have. I'm looking at the time. I have two more questions for you, but I'm gonna close with one just because we want to be able to hand back to Daniel. So Narish, we talked about this year. We talked about things that you're doing. We talked about strategic partnership. We're in the middle of 2024. Like any good planner, we're already looking to the future. Yeah. So for the audience, for us here, could you tell us, looking ahead in your environment, your responsibility, what would be, main objectives that you're looking for in 2026?
So, key hybrid business and IT objectives that's on the horizon. We like to break it up into horizon 1, 2, and 3. We currently in horizon 1 of our strategy. And it continues into horizon 2, where we want to get a larger market share, right, of what we have started. So number 1 is really accelerating and continuing our digital transformation, right, as it pertains to key big rocks that we would have started. And that's one of the key objectives that we started over 2.5 years ago, and it's continuing today in different phases as it pertains to embracing technologies like generative AI. We would have seen what that the bot experience and the use case that was just shared with us, enhancing our data analytics capabilities. And last but not least is, as we innovate, we are also modernizing our backend core systems, right? So that's where Liberty Business really provides that robust, high capacity network infrastructure, right? That is the backbone of our front end digital and process initiatives today. Secondly, it's all about strengthening cyber resilience and data security. So what that really means is basically, again, data protection, customer protection, as it pertains to our data on the server environments. What we tend to do is basically we work with Liberty, where they are our NOC and SOC providers as it pertains to their expertise in network security, firewalls, the full managed security services, as they act as our first line of defense in the three-line security defense model. So that's a continuation or a key objective that has been ongoing for the past 3 to 4 years. There's always something new in the cyber world, and there's also something new that you need to strengthen your endpoints with, right, and your parameters. Last but not least is I guess operational efficiency and scalability. I would like to say that it's one of the key objectives. You spend or you innovate, and you also have to optimize. That being said, optimizing for operational efficiency is key. And what I would say there, guys, is basically, as an insurance business, I don't want the best network architect, the best cybersecurity architect, and these things, right? Our business is about focusing on our core business or core value chain, and what we have done is really outsourced to Liberty Business to basically handle the core IT support infrastructure, which was done 7 years ago, right? So by managing a significant portion of our whole IT infrastructure, connectivity, access points, infrastructure as a service, as well as unified communications, it frees up my team's time to really focus on key strategic digital projects, right? That contributes to and drive into revenue creation and customer satisfaction. So I would say, Brad, that's the key objectives or top 3 that I would like to share, or I could share. Yeah.
Thanks, Naresh. Really insightful. So we have accelerating your digital transformation. We have strengthening your cybersecurity and resilience. We have data security, and we have optimizing your operational efficiency. Very key points. What I did like a little bit there before I hand over is, as a business, we're here to really support and make sure that we can take the hard work away from you so that you can focus on the core aspect of what you do, what really grows your business. And I think that is very key for anyone who is trying to utilize technology to advance their business goals and so on. So thank you, Naresh.
Thank you very much. Honor listening, and I know you are in an event, so you taking time to leave the event and dedicate this time to us. Really happy, and I was laughing here while you were speaking because I wish my whole team was here. We focused this webinar in customers, but honestly, I wish my team, the whole team, was listening to your comments, and I want to just repeat one that for me it's so powerful, that you said that you're looking for a trusted partner that needs to bring and share the right and the same vision, that will complement your team with the expertise that is required, and that build the trust over time. So that's very powerful. And you also said that problems in this world that we live, technology happens, but the question is not minimizing those is the question, but how we face those problems together and how we put our face in finding a solution. I think what I understand from you, what is critical. So Naresh, amazing. Thank you for your time. Honor to have you here. And as I mentioned to you, I need to go to Trinidad to visit you and see how we can help you and support you even more. So closing remarks, we all started this meeting with one thing, which is we're doubling down on our commitment to this region. We're here to amplify. As I mentioned to you, I've been here 7 years in this company, 25 plus years in the industry. but I joined the English-speaking Caribbean 3 months ago. And I joined with one objective, which is to help transform our team to be ready to support the transformation of your business. We're going to put money behind this. We're going to invest in network. We're going to invest in people. We're going to invest in expertise. To go to the second point that Rash mentioned, we're going to build a team with the right expertise to help your business succeed. That's our commitment. And I will leave on the chat my email, and I'll ask the team to share my email and my phone number. And the commitment from our side is to double down. And I'm going to ask one thing from your side. If there is anything that you believe we can do for your company, send me an email. Send me a WhatsApp message. Send me SMS. Call me. If I'm in a meeting, if I can't take the call, I'll call you right back. If I take one day to reply to your email, it's not that I don't believe it's important. I might be holding other meetings, but we are here to work for you. And that's our commitment. And this commitment could go even bigger. Like, think about things that we could do. For example, we're now investing big time in solidifying our mobile infrastructure. If you think we need to do something for you, and if you think we can do a better job serving you, especially on the mobile in the short term, send me a message and we're going to meet with you and we'll see what we can do to help your business, okay? So that's our commitment. And with that, I would like to thank the team that put this together. The marketing team did a nice job. Thank you, the partners that were here with us, and thank our customers that dedicated time for this 1 hour with us. And we're Libet Business.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community, it's who we are and the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here. Invested in the Caribbean, its people and its progress, and today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. With the most expansive network in the region, Tier 1 connectivity, 24/7 monitoring, and infrastructure built to endure even the most hurricane-prone zones. We're not just building a future-ready platform, we're proving that trust is earned through action, consistency, and care. We're evolving beyond connectivity. We're expanding our smart solutions, data center access, and cybersecurity services. All backed by local expertise, dedicated support, and a business continuity you can count on. And this is just the beginning. Introducing Liberty Business, a unified B2B brand built for the region and committed to you. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.